Hey, if you're a brick and mortar store, I want to send so many more customers to your door. Hey, what is up, guys? It is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur. Now, in this video, I want to share with you guys a little unknown secret in the mom and pop space. So not the 7, 8, 9, 10 figure restaurants or brick and mortar stores. I want to share with you guys something that your mom and pop shop can easily take advantage of. When I say mom and pop shop, I mean like 10 stores or less, heck, 25 stores or less, because this is huge. Now, I was just recently on a ride home from New York to North Carolina, and it was brutal. Now, I didn't have my dog with me, so I didn't have a reason to stop a lot, but I was really bored on the road, and not only really bored, but you get hungry on the road. A 12-hour road trip is not something that you're just going to pack a little bag for. You definitely want like a warm meal once or twice throughout that trip because it's a long ride, and nobody wants to sit there for that long. And through this whole process, I was using a program called Waze. Now, some of you may or may not be familiar with it. It is probably the greatest program on the face of this earth. Now, when I say program, it is a software just like Google Maps, but it'll give you so much more information. So railroad crossings, construction, hazards on the road, car accidents. I mean, the list goes on and on. Police, where they're at, red light cameras, red lights, crossings. I mean, it's a really long list of things that it can give you, and it has probably the best speech system. So, hey, turn at 250 feet or 100 feet and turn now. It's just overall the best. And on my way home, I ran into two major problems. One, I really wanted food, and two, because of the whole gas crisis happening right now, I didn't run out of gas, but I got pretty low on gas. Now, I'm not going to mention gas in this video, although there are a bunch of gas stations using Waze to advertise. But the main thing is food, and this works really well for literally any business. I know this because I called up a bunch of my friends and said, hey, have you used Waze before, and are you advertising on there? Very few of them said, yes, I am. And I said, how's your ROI turning out from that? They go, oh my God, it is the cheapest platform. A couple people compared it to Facebook ads before Facebook ads were Facebook ads, like when everybody knew about them. They're like, I spend $150 a month and I get so many customers. And a lot of them are new customers. And we all know that new customers are the hardest customers to get. So we're going to jump over to my computer and I want to show you guys a little bit about Waze. If you haven't used it already, it is the best platform. If there's a car accident, traffic, police stop, it'll just give you notifications. And if it's really bad, it'll reroute you so you don't even have to worry about sitting in that. I probably usually save about 30 to 45 minutes on my way to and from New York just because of traffic or a car accident that might happen ahead of me, and it'll just reroute me around it and saves me so much time. So let's jump over to my computer here, and right off the bat, this is Waze. This is what it looks like. You get your little I don't know if it's a ghost, a bloop. I don't know what to call it, but this is what it looks like, and in here you can see a live map of where people are driving. So I live down in Huntersville, North Carolina, and this is right around where I live. And the cool part is all of these little, ghosts, we'll call them, are all people, and you can stylize your own. And where I live, I know for a fact that there is a McDonald's, there is an Andy's frozen custard, there is an Aldi, all located right around here. And the cool part is some of these companies are advertising. And on my way home, I wanted a warm meal. Guess who's advertising on there? That probably, I don't want to say shouldn't be, but I would love to see a mom and pop store on there. It's McDonald's, it's Taco Bell, it's all of these major companies. And the cool part is when you're driving along on here, which I think I actually have a drive mapped out, and it'll show you your vehicle, right? So this is the Mooresville Country Club, and it'll actually show you the vehicle in the direction, but every once in a while, and you can't see it just because it's on the desktop version, but you'll be able to see the little signs that say like, hey, this is a Taco Bell, this is a Whole Foods, right? I know there's a Whole Foods right around here. There's a Whole Foods in this parking lot. It's one of these. Oh, I think it's this parking lot right here is a Whole Foods. And you could keep going down, and there's tons of places around here that sell food and would be great on anybody's trip home. And I was just thinking about painting a picture, right? You've had a long day at the golf course. You want to grab some food on the way home, right? But you don't want McDonald's. I'm not hating on McDonald's. McDonald's is fine, but maybe you don't want McDonald's. Well, how cool would it be if there was a little mom and pop shop that said like, hey, burgers here, right? And maybe you want a nice hot burger and a cold beer with your buddies because you're sick of having food at the country club. And I just did a little road trip down to Rock Hill, South Carolina, so you guys can actually see the route that it would project, and it would give you, hey, there's all of these different areas in here, road closures, right? This is huge information for you. There's some traffic in here. There's some construction over here. There's more hazards over here. It could be a car stopped on the side of the road. I mean, the amount of information that you get off of this program is tremendous. And the interesting part is that a lot of people don't realize is when they're going to search for something, being able to show up first right underneath your location of recommended things in your area is huge. And it doesn't have to just be a restaurant. I mean, any brick and mortar facility is fair game for this, because I think a lot of people don't necessarily understand how to use or why they should ever advertise on Waze. Now, Waze does offer normal Ways. They offer carpooling, so if you want to carpool to save some gas, and they offer partners for if you're reselling their services and you want to make some money on there. Now, I'm not a reseller. I have no interest in selling ads on here. I just spoke to a bunch of friends, though, and I was like, how much money are you guys actually making on here? Better yet, how many customers are you getting? And one of my friends runs an urgent care up on Long Island, and she runs 3 facilities. She spends about $150 per location per month. So what is that, $450 per month? And she's like, I get thousands of new people coming in because when they search urgent care, I'm the first one. And most of the time, I might not be closest to their house, but I'm the first one coming up. And the cool part is even if I'm not on there, because they're going on the road and they go to search something, usually you'll show up first. And the interesting part is Waze is super cheap to start out with. It's about $2 per day is the bare minimum that you could spend. So really about $60 a month. And now she's driving thousands of people. She was telling me for $150 a month per location, she gets about 90,000 impressions, I believe, per location, but don't quote me on that one. And the cool part is you get 3 different options. So you get a pin, which I think is probably the most valuable. If you have a cool little logo, you'll actually see, and this is what your drive would look like. It'll show up, especially when you're stopped at a red light, and it'll say, hey, this is Mojo Coffee. And you can actually say, go here, right? You can click that, and it'll actually bring you right there, which I think is so powerful, because if you have a really catchy logo or a logo that shows people what they're going to get when they go there, huge. That's typically what I see with Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, Taco Bell. The other one is search. So if you're going for a store, right, you just saw it, it'll say Yates Cider Mill Store. And this is something where I think a lot of people don't necessarily understand the power of that, where they might say urgent care or burgers. And more people are using Waze as a search engine, which is so incredibly powerful. Now, then again, you have the takeover, which I personally don't particularly like, but it's a digital billboard. Even if you're not in the area, you're stopped at a red light, right? And I've actually had this happen to me. Hey, come visit me here. Now, this one's probably a bit more expensive if I had to guess, but pretty cool. Hey, hot and ready burgers, fresh food, nice warm cup of coffee, enjoy a beer. Probably not when you're driving, but hey, enjoy a beer, right? There's all of these different options that you could put in there. And then you have arrows. So this one just shows an Audi sign. Hey, maybe it's something of interest to you. Go click over there. And I've actually seen people say, use my coupon code on the app. And this is an arrow that would just say, hey, it's not exactly on your way. It's a little off route. But if you click it, you can see how far it is and then go there. But in my opinion, the 2 most valuable ones, because think about it, if you have a brick and mortar store, you have thousands of people traveling by your business. I don't particularly care where you live. Chances are pretty good there's thousands of people going across your business. Even if you're in the middle of nowhere, you might have highway traffic, which is great because those people are the ones that want hot meals. You might have a local mom and pop shop. Why not be a little search where, oh, you know what? I want to go get some food. Well, I type in food over here and you're number 1. And for $2 a day, it seems like a no-brainer in my opinion. And even if it was $150 a month, even if it's $200 a month, think about what a customer is worth. I mean, if you could bring in, if you're a restaurant and your average bill is about $50, right? You bring in 4 customers, that covers all of your bills. Now, I understand that you need to bring in a little more than that because you have costs associated with your goods and services, but that's still pretty cheap. Even if you bring in 8 people, that's 2 new customers per week in your restaurant, and you made all your money back from Waze, which you're going to get thousands of clicks on this. It's just, I couldn't believe it when I started talking to the people that actually buy on this platform. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And the whole reason why I'm making this video is because I had this problem. I wanted warm food from a mom and pop shop of any kind that wasn't going to be McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, KFC, no offense, Chick-fil-A, I love you to death, Chick-fil-A. I mean, it's miserable that no, there's not more companies on here. So I'm actually begging you to go start advertising on here, because it is literally so cheap. Cost per visit, 82 cents. I mean, when was the last time that you could get somebody to visit your business for 82 cents? And that's people that click it. I mean, it's so incredible. See results. I mean, these are all the case studies that they have. McDonald's, I see McDonald's everywhere. Dunkin', order ahead. I mean, oh my goodness. I really want people to start using this, because I want to eat better food when I'm road tripping. It's really that simple. I really do. And the cool part is I've actually seen businesses like gas stations use this, and obviously there's a gas crisis, but being able to know where a close gas station is huge. And yes, you could type in gas station, but maybe you're not thinking about it. But having one of those little pins, those little billboards over here, show up and say like, hey, there's a gas station right over here, that's huge. I mean, why wouldn't you want to send somebody to your business? So I downloaded just a little bit of more information just to see what it would look like. And here's some specs that you would need to know about. So your creative specs is 608 by 240 pixels. Look, if you're doing this, you might be working, I would hope that you're working with some kind of marketer. If it's not me, fine. I don't particularly care if I run these, but go use Canva or PicMonkey. Canva's totally free, and just create icons this size and just kind of stylize them, play with them, and you can make them better. Or go back to your branding person or who you hired to make the logo and say, hey, can I throw you 50 or 100 bucks? Can you make me one of these sizes? Now, before somebody gets their pennies in a bunch, I do know that $50 or $100 is probably a little on the cheaper side to make something like this, but you already have all the material. You're just organizing it and formatting it so it fits in here. But 152 by 112 pixels, JPEG or PNG is approved. You have your search, you have your space, 152 by 112. Once again, JPEG and PNG, autocomplete. I mean, this is what you're going to get with your sheets, right? So 608 by 240 pixels. I'm not going to give you guys all of this. It is readily available on their website. If you do go down, you can hit start now, and it'll actually bring you guys to these pages here. But I mean, it's really kind of a no-brainer, in my opinion, to have your business on here where you can get so much exposure. It's kind of insane. And just along this route, and actually I'm going to use a different route here. I'm going to use something that I would normally drive. So from my firehouse up on Long Island to Blackstone's probably not the best example here. Riverhead Brewing Company over on Long Island, and let's just go at Sunday, May 16th when I'm making this video. And you could save the app, which is really, really cool. I think that a lot of people don't necessarily understand how nice it is to be able to do that. Is it not showing Riverhead Brewing? Let's do Montauk Brewery. So long drive, right? And the craziest part is this is something that I've driven, not from Montauk Brewery. I've stayed out in Montauk before. But think about all of the restaurants that are along this route that I could have gone to. But the problem is I go to the exact same ones every single time because I don't know what else is out there. And I'm driving. I don't have the ability to go and search on Google. I need something super quick, something super specific, or for it to give me suggestions on what to go buy. And this is the most important part about it. So I mean, this is a long shot, right? It's a long trip. You have an hour and 25 minutes right now if I was to go drive this. And I know that there are thousands of restaurants. But here's the crazy part. I go to one restaurant located right around, I believe, right around here in Amagansett. And then I typically don't eat when I'm out in Montauk. And then I'll go to, I know that there's another great restaurant just a little off the beaten path up in Riverhead over here. And then there's a bunch of great restaurants down here, but I don't know any of their names, which is horrible because this distance might only be 5 or 10 minutes out of the way, but to get a good meal on an hour and 25-minute road trip is really, in my opinion, worth it. Now, I do know that William Floyd Parkway, there is a couple fast food joints over here. Am I going to go get them? Probably not, but I mean, it's just huge. What is this? Oh, police are sitting out here. I mean, being able to see that is tremendous. And then I know that you have more restaurants right around over here. those are the only ones I go to because I don't know about any other ones. I mean, this is the problem and this is the solution. The problem is there's not enough places that I know about when I'm traveling, and I'm giving you the solution of for $150 a month, I would happily go to somebody else other than one of the main fast food chains. This is why it's so important. For literally $2 per day. You can choose. It's kind of like Google Ads where you can choose how much money you want to spend. But honestly, just start with $2 or $4 a day, maybe $5 a day. You want to get crazy, $10 a day, right? That's $300 a month. That's probably way more money that you're ever going to want to spend. But for $2 a day to get a little pin dropped, and then I could go, oh, what's this? Click on it. Oh, food, go, and then you're on your way. I mean, huge, absolutely huge. I hope you guys found value in this. I hope you guys start to implement this. I think that this doesn't work for my agency just because we're pretty much all remote at this point, but having that ability is so tremendous. I don't think that there's enough people advertising on this platform. I mean, pennies on the dollar for the value that you're going to get, and you're going to get thousands of, at the bare minimum, you're going to get 50 new customers. I would say if you spend $5 a day, you'll probably get 50 new customers, right? That's $150 a month, right? And how much is each customer worth to you? Even if you don't get that many customers, it is the brand exposure you're going to get from the thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are going to see you over and over and over again. So maybe if you do advertise on there for 3, 4, 5 months, maybe it doesn't have the craziest ROI. But the crazy part is people are going to remember it, and when they're driving past, they're going, oh, I've seen this place before. Let me drive in there and go visit. And it doesn't have to just be restaurants. This could be, if you're a local mom and pop shop, a tattoo shop, it could be a breakfast spot, it could be, and I'm just using restaurants here, but it could be a car dealership. You saw that car dealership on there. It could be gas. It could be toy store. I mean, it could be shoe store. The list goes on and on here. So I hope this video helps. I think this is so underutilized. I would love to see more people on here. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this. My name is Harrison Barron, the Millennial Entrepreneur, and I'll see you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the new intro, by the way. I'm starting to use that now, and I'll be using that for a little bit longer. Probably a lot bit longer. Like, subscribe. Share this out with somebody. Share this out with somebody that would find value in this. Other than that, goodbye. Peace.